Hello to everyone out in Maryland's beautiful 8th Congressional District. It's Congressman Jamie Raskin coming at you from my office my new office in the Rayburn House office building for my favorite time of the week, Local Heroes, when we get to recognize the people who are getting us through the nightmare of COVID-19 and are rendering exemplary service to the people of Montgomery, Frederick, and Carroll County. And I am delighted this week of December before Christmas to recognize Greta Cuccia at Suburban Hospital. Greta is the clinical director of the Emergency Pediatrics and Trauma Department at Suburban, and she's been there, I think, for 15 years. I'm thrilled to announce that she also just recently, about a year ago, moved to Montgomery County from Annapolis, and she loves it here. And Greta, we love having you at Suburban. We love having you in the community, and congratulations on being named this week's local hero.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm so glad I moved to Montgomery County.
I take it you've been celebrated and welcomed with open arms in Silver Spring.
Yes, definitely.
I know you are celebrated by your colleagues at Suburban Hospital. Tell us what it's been like. You've been at Suburban since the beginning of the crisis. What has it been like since March in terms of mobilizing the staff to be engaged with all the public health measures and then responding to just the huge influx of patients you've had to deal with?
I think the beauty of being in a very supportive leadership environment, for one, from the Hopkins system and in our leadership here at Suburban Hospital, and my staff is amazing. They, when we heard that this was coming, they just went forward and just kind of plowed through it. We had to change multiple workflows, multiple triage changes, multiple ways of dealing with patients and communication. And they just really met every challenge with just fearless, and strong, and having to deal with so many emotional issues, home issues, not knowing what was going on in the world, and still trying to give care in a compassionate environment was a huge feat for all of them. All of us, really. It encompassed all of our lives for about 24 hours, a day for quite a while, until we felt we had a handle on things.
Your team includes not just doctors, but you're an RN, nurses, patient technicians. Tell us everybody who goes into the kind of effective response that Suburban has mobilized.
Well, from a clinical team standpoint, we have the physicians, we have the nurses, we have the technicians, we have all the consulting physicians, of course, and all the hospitalists. But we also have a supportive team, who often go unnoticed, and that's EVS, that's security, that is dietary, and the people who deliver all of the supplies. It is an amazing amount of work that goes into running a department on a daily basis, yet alone planning for a surge, because we had to, if you can see back here, I'm still holding stuff in my office because I don't know if something is ever going to happen, and then we're not going to have enough supplies. And so people worked around the clock to make sure we had the adequate supplies and everything we need. Pharmacy, the list just goes on and on.
Well, I know there's been a lot of frustration by nurses and patient technicians and doctors and other hospital personnel about all of the mixed messages and, in some cases, misinformation and disinformation coming out of the highest levels of government. I wonder if you would say a word to all of my constituents, hundreds of thousands of people throughout Frederick, Montgomery, Carroll County, as we move into, we're in the Hanukkah season, we're moving into the Christmas season, New Year's, a reminder about the public health strategies that people need to be scrupulously observing as we get into this holiday period.
Oh, 100%. I think if people wear masks and socially distance, your chance of getting the disease are much less than if you expose yourself in large places that you shouldn't be without masks and groups of people. We are ready, and I know the healthcare team, we are ready for anything. If there is a surge and people haven't or have caught the disease, many of us have known people who have gotten the disease. Some have made it, some have not. But no matter what, I know I can speak for myself and all of the hospitals around that we are ready for whatever happens, and that you will be safe. We will keep you safe in the hospital and help you through it.
Good. And obviously, you're urging people to take the precautions that make it extremely unlikely that they'll end up in a hospital. By masking,
absolutely,
distancing, staying at home. We've lost now over 300,000 Americans in this nightmare. And as we're on the verge of mass vaccination and immunization, we want to remind people of what John Kerry said when he got back from Vietnam and he testified before Congress about the Vietnam War. He said, you don't want to be the last person to die for a mistake. And so now is not the time, right, for anybody to be letting up.
Correct. And the protection of ourselves is a very simple thing. We make it a lot more complicated than it is. Wearing masks and keeping clean hands and avoiding crowds. If we just kind of keep it to the basics, I think people will be safe.
Well, look, Greta, we're so honored that you joined us on Local Heroes, and we're so grateful to you for working round the clock through the weeks, through the weekends, since this nightmare started. And I know that you're committed to getting us all the way through it and then continuing to render such exemplary care. We're delighted to have you as a great community, public, professional medical servant, and also to be a neighbor and one of us in Maryland's wonderful 8th Congressional District. So for all these reasons and more, you are our local hero today, Monday, December 21st, the week of Hanukkah and Christmas.
Thank you. Can I say thank you to the community as well? Because the community, you all have supported us at Suburban Hospital, and I know elsewhere, and has meant the world to the staff. So, and not only to myself, but to every person, for the food, the cards, the letters, the sweet little, just what you think are so simple means so much to so many people here.
And don't forget the lawn signs too.
The lawn signs, yes. I have personally had a lawn sign too. So thank you so much to everybody for being there for us.
All right. Well, thanks to you, Greta Cuccia at Suburban Hospital. Thanks to everybody at Suburban Hospital for everything you've been doing for us. Thanks to all the hospital workers throughout Maryland, and thanks to all of you for staying safe and staying healthy. We're all waiting to get the vaccine, but we can protect ourselves before then.
Absolutely.
Wishing everybody happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa to everybody.
Yeah, same here. Thank you. Bye.